What is up, YouTube? This is Tony Tavera from Lands Gaming, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about a rumor that's been making the waves this past week. And that's the rumor about From Software's newest IP that we might be hearing about very soon. Now, this IP is rumored to be a partnership between From Software and George R.R. Martin, the creator of the Game of Thrones series and the Song of Fire and Ice novels. And this first popped up actually back in March. It first debuted on the Spawn Wave YouTube channel during one of their Rumor Waves segments. Apparently, they got news or information about a new IP from Software, and the game was going to be open world. You were going to be able to ride on horsebacks. You would be doing battle with kingdoms, so I'm guessing a massive army and whatnot. You would be able to fight the kings of those kingdoms, which would basically be the boss battle for each battle, it seems. And then whenever you defeat a king, you receive some sort of power from those kings, which you can then actually utilize when you have to go and take over another kingdom. Now, that was all the information we had at the time, and this was back in March. However, this past week, George R.R. Martin himself had made a post on his blog talking about how he had been consulting with a game company out in Japan, and that made people very curious. And from that point on, we've actually started getting new information left and right from different industry insiders. There've been a lot of articles talking about the game. The current title that we're aware of is called Great Rune. One of the most recent articles that I found, it says that Great Rune's the rumored George R.R. Martin / From Software game, and that apparently it might actually not be a fully open world game. And that kind of just, that's the most recent article that we gotten. This article was based on a tweet from another industry insider who goes by the name of Antonio Fusito. And he says that, "I can confirm it. A developer told me about this project many years ago. It may not be a fully open world game due to the limitations of the same but improved From Software engine." And then he also goes on to say that he's not sure about the name Great Rune, that it could be a code name similar to how Bloodborne's code name was SPRJ. Now, I don't know about you, but the code name that I knew about Bloodborne back then was actually, I think, Project Beast. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm very certain that I saw Project Beast back then as Bloodborne's code name. And I guess he made that tweet in reference to another tweet that was made by a guy called Nibble. And Nibble basically had reposted the post from George R.R. Martin when he said that he had consulted with a company out in Japan. Now, another thing that we also know, based on some of the other articles that we've seen, is that this new game is most likely going to be set in the Norse mythological era. So right now, we've had what I would say is a medieval era with the Souls games, Demon Souls, Dark Souls. Those all had a very medieval feel to them with castles, knights, all that kind of style. Then we had Bloodborne, which was very similar to something I would say would be like a Renaissance era, with the style of their clothing, the very gothic feel, the environments that were, I would say, similar to like a Renaissance era London. The weapons, they had guns, new style guns, but they had guns. After that, we got Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, and Sekiro took place in a Sengoku era, feudal era style Japan setting. So we've had 3 different kinds of settings for Soul games so far, which means it wouldn't be very strange that the next game from Software could very well end up in the Norse mythology. And we've actually seen another game that was set in that era, which was the God of War, that came out 2 years ago. And that was a phenomenal game. It was very rich in its story, in its lore. And we all know that From Software loves their lore in their video games, so there will be no shortage of things for them to dig up, to utilize as material for this new video game. Also, Norse mythology has a huge cast of monsters that we can see in the game. Like, I expect it to be a lot of fun. If it is in fact going to be a pseudo open world game, that would be, I guess, probably not so different to what I would say like Dark Souls 1. Because Dark Souls 1, everything was connected. You could go anywhere you wanted at any time. So Dark Souls 1 was technically a pseudo open world game. So it could be something like that. Perhaps. We'll just have to wait and see. There's a high chance that this game is going to get announced at E3. So we only got about 2 weeks to go before we get any confirmation up from Software themselves about what new game they're working on. But with all the current leaks that have been coming out and all the rumors that have been going around, there's a high chance that it is going to be a game set in the Norse mythology, possibly being partnered with by George R.R. Martin. And that's all the information we have so far. Just look forward to it. There's a high chance we might get new information as the week goes on. And I would say that's about it right now, guys. Leave a like on this video if you've liked it. Subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you always get to know when I make a new video. Alright, guys, I'll catch you all later. Peace.